Well, hello everyone. This is Saul again. It is Tuesday, December 2nd. I am back. I'm thinking that today we're going to look at some more bugs and PRs possibly for visidata. So yeah, let's start there. I'm not sure. Well, let's just start looking. Let's just get into this here. Okay. So yesterday, actually, there's three things I want to do today. One of them is to fix the build, which has been broken for a little while. I'm pretty sure it's my fault. Yeah, let me actually pull these things here, make sure I'm up to date. Okay, great. So yeah, we are at 14 pull requests, several of which are waiting on contributors. Right. Okay, and then that one I just posted myself. Get a little feedback. That's going to be related to that. Yep. And yeah, so I think I can look at that. That's a draft. I know this one here. I want to get this one fixed soon, but that's going to be a decent amount of work between uns-HTTP and visidata, and I'm not looking forward to it, but at some point I'll do it. And then, I probably should look at this one again at some point. If I bang that out in short order, it'd be nice to just have it done. So there are two PRs we can look at here: the broken build to fix, and I we can look at some actual issues, filed issues here, which would be nice to close some of those out. I actually have a bug myself that's not been filed that I think I might just try to investigate. So let's first take a look at, well, first of all, let's take a look at the broken build. So if I go to solve this data here, there's our failing build. Let's look at the reason why. It started back here. Yep, that's my own darn fault. Oh, this one. This broken? Okay, let's find out here what's going on. Why would that? Oh. Huh. Do we just have the... That's interesting. Let me look at this. Oh! Okay, I'm sorry. This is tests golden fills. This is going to be tests fill. And so we're trying to, wait a second, save this off. Yeah, I see, I think. Hold on a second. So this, right, so something must be trying to save off the a new VDJ file, and it is just different. Minorly different, but that will fail a test. Let me see here. Why is it even trying to say that off? Git grep tests fill. There we know, that's the replay. Why is it even doing that? Huh. We're opening it, or just deleting, selecting, deleting. I don't quite understand why that would be causing a failure. I mean, I can certainly check in the difference, the better one, the one that works. But I think I want to understand this. I mean, This is a classic thing here. Do you just fix it or do you understand it? And I am a fan of understanding things. That's what makes us different than the machines. So, let's see, why would that be? It's the only one. Wait. Here, hit show, add tests for fill call, fill nested, fill that VJ, golden, it's the golden fill nested JSON L. Fill that VJ, that's fine. I'm checking in a golden fill that VJ. Am I misunderstanding this here? I actually wonder if this wasn't a mistake. Okay, let's look at our tests here. So I think it might be that we are outputting, golden outbase.bd. Well, that's interesting. What are you doing here? So I'm thinking this might be a little clever. Run all the tests. I want here. Okay, so we're looking at oh, okay, so I think it's trying to output it as a VJ. Well, that's just wrong. I think this is, yeah, that's just wrong. Okay, I think the issue here for this broken build is simply that we're being overly clever. If we move the golden fill.vj to test golden fill.json is an L, and we're going to modify this manually here to remove that, and I think that might actually fix the build. Let's find out. Yeah, okay. So test, fix, build. This is going to be rename golden fill.vj. Yeah, let's actually just do that, and we're going to push it proactively here. This just makes total sense to me, and I guess if I was being exceedingly diligent, I would just run the tests and make sure they all worked. It's not even exceedingly diligent, that's just diligent. So let's see, I do it, I can do it locally. One of the, oh, that's interesting. 62. Python C. I think we want to do Question, that's not question. It's Python :Python. Honestly, it's Python 3, but I'll set that. Okay, I don't have all of the modules installed here. Okay, so hi Anya, good to see you. I think that I have fixed the build, although interestingly, I'm seeing these other issues here, like this no attribute selected mask. That's interesting. Is that because we don't have pandas installed? But it doesn't quite make sense. Do that up here. Visidata, there's pandas. Oh, okay, because pandas can't be imported, but for some reason the sheet is still able to be used, so it's actually a resilience thing. Excuse me. Oh, and then I'll test here. Why? Oh, because there we go. Let's try this again. So yeah, so I think I fixed the build. I think I'm making progress towards fixing the build anyway. Let me go to most recent run. And, oh look, it's passing. Okay, so that was a build fixing, not a big deal. And yeah, thanks. It just turned out that we had checked in a golden file as a VDJ, which is not actually correct. What's that time tool? Sorry, I'm just looking at these errors here. I mean, that's not. Why is that fake? Why is that passing? Anyway, and so we had checked in a resulting file as a VDJ, which amazingly works. You can save apparently any old data file as a VDJ, and it will work. It just puts a little comment at the top, making it seem like it's executable, but it's not. But I mean, it doesn't even work as a replay script for Visidata. But and that didn't actually matter. It was actually everything was all correct. Everything running the test properly. It just was saving it off as this VDJ, and then when we changed the header, the way the VDJs are saved, and that was just a simple difference. So just renaming the file and removing that header fixed it. Okay, so we got some issues here. I think this is mostly because the what's it called? These libraries aren't being installed, YAML, etc. So I can install those. That's not a big deal. I probably should just do that in order to have a. I can't. Well, I don't know why I can't drag sidebar on this, but okay. So if I am going to create an environment here, let me do that, and then test env. I already have a test env. Test env. Then activate. Right. Source activate. Okay, and then here we are. If I run the tests now, I think I'm already installed here with everything, and that should hopefully fix those. So anyways, we're passing the tests. That's great. Wow, this Fostodon logo is a lot bigger than the other things. We should probably fix that. I don't know how hard that would be to fix. You know, it's just kind of random stuff. ESH? No, okay. So let's look at the README. Why is Fostodon not the similar size? May also want to change this thing. I haven't tooted, I guess, as this user in quite a long time. It's really hard for me to manage multiple Mastodon, or multiple accounts on any service really, but multiple Mastodon accounts. So, and we're not on Twitter anymore either, so maybe we should just remove these. I don't know. Torn. What do you think, Anya? Should we remove the Mastodon and or Twitter links? Like I said, Twitter makes sense to remove at this moment. Discord is still active. And Git pod, sure, we can leave that. Yeah. Well, so we are on Mastodon, but like I was saying, I haven't tooted from this account, this visited at fossadon.org account in quite a long time. I keep forgetting about it. It's really hard for me to manage multiple accounts. And so if I toot it all, it's going to be on my own personal account. Yeah, I know, it's unfortunate. Then it'll be on my own account, but that's not like a visited specific account. So I don't know what to do with this. Like I said, I think I might just remove this, both because the literal graphic is too big. I guess it is. I guess it is github.com/solpw anyway, so it is my personal GitHub account and everything. Yeah. Okay, so I can change that. Then the other thing is I want to change this. The logo is just too big, and I'm not quite sure why that is here. So how do I fix that? So Mastodon logo GitHub Markdown. Okay. How do I change the size? What's this 2.122 thing, or whatever here? I don't see that. I don't know what that means. I don't see it anywhere else here. Yeah, well, it's weird. You know what? I might actually have access to Claude here. I mean, we can look. We can do a. I don't want to log in. I have to do my email. Gross. Constantly having me log in via email. And then what's funny is they don't actually let you give you the code in email. You have to actually click the link, and I don't feel like clicking through, so I always go to a private browser. So I am a privacy nerd. Okay, so that's that. And if I have the image, Mastodon, what do you call this kind of image? What do you mean if you don't see it, try removing it? I do see it, it's just too big, right? That's the image right there. I don't know why it's in a different size, like it might be that. But it doesn't make any sense. What does this mean in GitHub Markdown? Okay, so let's see here. What's the image URL to find it elsewhere? Oh, 2.1. Oh, here it is. Okay, so you have references. That's what this is here. And then we can change, how do we change the size? Fine. But the size is way too big. How do I make it easily like, well, what is this termed like? Size as others in the banner? It's not a banner. What's it called? Badge, there we go, right. An actual badge service. Well, really? I don't want to do any of those things. Okay, so I guess I can do shields.io. Will that just give me it here? To badges. Oh, chat. There we go. Is it chat? Matrix? No, it's the social media. Social. There we go. Okay. Let's look at fostodon.org. Look up SolveW. ID is this beast. And so if I wanted to do that, I would change this link. Alright, let's see here. I don't know that it's worthwhile to do this separate thing here. I don't understand what the open bracket is about. This means a link. Let's try this. That's the done. So we're already using this here for Discord. Oh, there we go. Okay, well that might be sufficient, and then I can get rid of these two things. And Twitter, of course, yes. What's 1.1? Oh, great. Yeah, I don't know that I want to leave this in either. I want to get rid of this. We'll have our social icons using a badge service. Seems fine to me. Please let me know if you think that's not the right idea, but I think we're good with this. We have Discord and Mastodon, and we can talk about what other things we want to add later, but this seems fine. Well, I will say, let me get accurate. So you're saying put it into a PR, and oh, here we go. So that's, let me just change that. That's fine. What's this about? XPT not installed, I guess. Test load XPT. What? Oh, it's just the name has to be. Really? Okay, and so this is saying Python, command I found, if I set it to be Python equals Python 3, that hopefully will fix that. Well, what? Oh, I have to actually use it here. We're going to use Python. This is Python. Now, why didn't you work here? We just don't have. So it is running it, it's just not liking it. Yeah, it's an empty file. Okay, well, let's see if we can run this guy. And that export's not installed. Why don't I get that message when you run it on in the test framework here? What do we do? We just, am I not seeing it? So I would expect in this build output here to see that line so that we can, I mean, if we don't have it installed, it's obvious why it's failing. So why don't we see that line here? Oh, because it's in the diffs. Well, anyway, if I pip install export here. Oh, I'm not in the right. Okay, fine. Here we are again. Back to load spt. What was it again? It'd be nice if I didn't have to put the leading directory off and the extension off. Why aren't you working still? Oh, well, they didn't install it. Huh. Oh boy. Package resource is deprecated, but everything else seems to work. First of all, we're going to commit this. We're going to use a Python environment variable. We're going to test use Python for Python bin. Then we can update readme badges. Sure. Let's try running this once here. Seems I'm not sure it's doing anything. Oh, there is no. I don't know why that was not working for us. Maybe it was just leftover vestigial. So let's get out of here, pop some stacks. Yeah, oh wow, a bunch of bugs. You know, we laid most recent release for visidata here. We shipped in September 8th. We've had a couple of these, a lot of these bugs actually. Well, actually only a handful, about 8 or so bugs since then. we've got a handful of bugs, quite a few bugs this year. This whole front page is this year. Yep. This is actually a great exercise for me. I really want to have a more concerted development process. I mean, just actively working towards some bigger features. I'm working on VDAW. I'm being a little lazy about it. You know, it's this month and the holidays and just kind of everything going on. So I'm not super motivated to do that, put a lot of extra work into it, but I am motivated to be here as much as many days as I can. No failures, great. Okay, well, let me push this out and just see if that fixes the badges. Anyway, and so I am motivated to stay here and be on this live stream, and as long as I'm here, I may as well fix some things, and fixing some things gets some things fixed. And then hopefully by the time that I get bored of fixing things, or just don't feel like fixing what's left, I will use that as motivation to work on something deeper that I want to work on. So we'll see how that strategy works out. For now, I want to look at, let's see here, I'm going to move this over here. We'll see how this looks once it gets pulled up there. Social not found, interestingly. So that did not work. I don't know why. I wonder if that's That's cute. I didn't know that you could make a just random badge. It doesn't make sense. How do I do a Mastodon badge? Oh, look at that. Here's a bug for it. Oh, domain param. Okay. Well, you need to tell me that. Follow equals got it. Okay. Okay, minor things. Let's see if that works. Boom, boom, boom. And terminal interface. Oh. Why is this graphic not showing up? This GIF. Oh. Freak mover. Well, you just find all kinds of problems, don't we? Huh. Well, let me check out visidata.org here. So we're gonna fix this. Clone you. Yes. So why isn't freak move row? Oh, under videos. What? That should be under. Oh, okay. So videos, it's just not been that way for a while, I guess. Unless it's freak move row 4. Right, both. Okay, I think it's just videos. And that's been broken for a while. Gosh. Okay, well, let's fix that. Oh, I don't know how that broke. Okay. So, yeah. Link to lock screenshot animation. Okay, so we got that. That should hopefully be fixed here. Now, the bug that I wanted to fix, it's not been listed. This is just, I'm doing this in order to get myself kind of into the swing of fixing things. I have a hard time filing bugs. I mean, not a hard time, it's fine, but on my own software, it's like, it's just too much easier to take a note or keep track of it in my head even though I forget it. So, you know, I'm kind of a, I don't know if it's lazy or whatever, but anyway, I'm going to fix this little bug here, hopefully. And if I can't fix it in like 10 minutes, I will file it. That'll be my commitment here. So the issue is with, let's go to sample benchmark CSV. So if I make the window small enough, that is to say it's not full screen, and then I go and I add a aggregator here. Now this is the sum aggregator, and it shows little yeah, I know it's bureaucracy. And it shows the sum of this column on the bottom line, or the second bottom line. And this is a new feature we introduced a couple of versions ago, and it's super handy. I like it a lot. It really has helped me already. But you'll notice that the sum indicator, what kind of aggregator is that, is off the screen. I see a little plus over there. If we scroll to the end of the sheet, there it is, sum, but I want to see it even if it's not at the end of the sheet. Now, this is a little problematic because it's not 100% obvious what to do here. Like, maybe it should be on the left, maybe it should be on the right. Anyway, what do you do if the paid column here has an aggregator? So I have to do some thinking, but I think anything is better than just showing a plus sign. So let's see how this plus sign is showing up here. And if you can't fix it, so aggregator, this is the bottom summary. Here we go. It is putting that in the, let's see here. Okay, so this is very deliberately blame data sheets. Let's see what that showed up. Is that my own commit here, probably? 891, yeah, that's probably from when I implemented it. That is just what I did, and it turns out I don't like it. Is this what it is? Yep. So initial commit, I don't like the trunk thisness, whatever it is here. Seems like a fine idea, but anyway, let's see what we can do. So we are drawing the actual aggregators later here, which is good. I want to, let's see here, so this is going to be starting, oh, interestingly, okay, this, I see. This is clearing out the entire line, and that's correct, that's what I want. Now, I see that there's this visible column layout. Let's see here. I'm thinking that we're going to use the last column regardless. So I guess we're saying if, what we're going to do, we're going to say if right x plus right w is greater than the total width of the screen with our self-window width. So if it's less than that, then we'll add to it. Now, will that be... Oh, I see, yeah. Okay, let's try that. So, all I did is a little bit of a hack here. All I'm doing is saying that if it's off the screen, then don't go to the end of it. And let's see if that takes some plus some. So I can change any of it. So that's interesting. I would have expected that the right visible column index, this sum would have been put below the paid column. That is to shoot the rightmost visible column. But it does not show up. Okay. Let's try this here. Let's make it just be right x. So right x equals window width minus. Okay. Let's just make sure we can do anything here. Okay, so that's functional. Still has a plus. Oh, it's actually the wrong place. I'm half torn. There's one option that we have here, which is instead of forcibly putting it on the right hand side, I kind of like on the right hand side for consistency, but one of the other options is we can put it into the first or the last non-numeric column, or maybe just column without any aggregators. And then it should all be in the same column, so it should be consistent. And that way, maybe it's on the right, maybe it's on the left. Let's just try leaving this out here, seeing if this fixes it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we actually do want plus right x minus 9. 9. Oh, that's legit. Okay. I don't mind. I don't know if we should change the trunk here. Entirely, or is it the empty string? It's not terrible. It's medium. It's kind of okay. Oh, you can't see it at all in this case when the final column is over there. So that's another issue here. So one thing we could do is, like I was saying, find not the rightmost visible one, but the first non-numeric column. Or non-aggregated column, actually. And then make that non-aggregated column hold this. So let's do a very simple thing here. Let's, if not aggregators on the how do we actually find the aggregator? Not column hidden. Oh, I see. Okay, so we're going to not in there. We're going to look for all of the visible columns. Items. This is going to be the column. And it's going to be if the column.aggregators, not column.aggregators, then x. That's just the okay, never mind. I want to actually have this in the layout. Not the real calls. Go. Aggregators, then write x equals the call index. I guess it is right x. Well, let's try that. And man, I keep wanting, this is funny, I've never used this Python feature, but I keep wanting it, and I keep thinking I'm not going to use it. I don't think I'm going to keep it because I think it's a bad idea to use it. It confuses me, but wait. Oh, yes. Okay. There it is. Sum over there in skew. And if I add a median value, and that seems fine. Oh, it's not there. Okay. And if I add a sync down. 36 distinct values. Kind of, not sure how I feel about it. So everything is aggregated. Should go on the right. I feel like I should make it be that if the rightmost is on the screen, or past the rightmost is on the screen, then we'll use that position. If not, we'll slide them over somewhere else. Actually, we're just going to do this. This is that if right x is off screen by that same amount. We're going to find a different one. Okay. Now this, okay, so that moves over there on the left there, and it's the right. Well, that's interesting. How did this not be on the first column in the first place? Well, good enough. Oh, you know, I bet that, yeah, we actually do want it in the first one. Should be anyway, but. Okay, well, at the very least, you can always see what things are. Oh. Oh, oh. I want the color aggregator. Let's call it blue. Let's see what that, what the color blue is. Actually, blue's gonna be terrible. Let's try 14. Cyan. I like that better. Competes with this, so it shouldn't be that. Be a different color, but I think I'm past the 10-minute mark. Oh, what's this? Oh, I would get that to off screen. Let's see here. What color would be good? Some kind of green. Let's just try 10. And green. On 234 black. Is that actually color? Oh, it is a little light. It's very light. We're going to try to paint black here. Okay, that's a lot clearer. Yeah. 244 is a little too much, but maybe 240. And how do I feel about green here? Can I use bright white? No. Do I? Keep. So, okay, well, this is interesting. Oh, look at that. It's not. Yeah, I see. There actually is enough room, but it's expecting 10 characters because of the longest aggregator name. So, ideally it would put it there. Maybe, What's interesting? Oh, okay. So we need to fix this too. This is, I mean, it's kind of a minor point, but I don't know. It's kind of important to me. So it actually shouldn't be. If you're putting this at right x, it's not right x. This is well. This is actually the label x. Add label x. Add label x is greater than that. So we're going to set that. And we're going to actually clear the entire row regardless. It's nice, it's cute to have one single clip draw, but I'm not sure how important that is. I'm pretty sure it's not important. So we're going to put in the add label x as we'll put this, and actually put the thing in there. First, we're going to say from 0 to the end of the thing here, width equals self window width minus 2. That's just going to be empty. Okay. That's not quite right. Why is that not right? Angle x, oh, equals plus. Okay, so it's there. Oh, look at that bottom. Okay, so that's fine. We're going to do window width. Start with this one here. Will it work on a single space there? Do the right thing. It does. Okay, so I think this is kind of legit. Now, it's a little bit wonky that we have the labels in the middle here like that. Maybe the labels should stand out a little more. Maybe color or something. But for the moment, I think this is actually a little bit. It's adequate. The only question is whether or not we even want to put them in there in the first place. Alright, have them as the else clause instead. So this degrades, or this fails, if every column is aggregated, which I can demonstrate that actually. Let's do that. Sum over there. And if I actually go in the columns and have every aggregator, so this is one of the great things that you can just go ahead and add a min-max to everything. Now, I mean, we can't see, we can't see at all what the min-max things are. So I think we do need at least this in an else clause, if not by default over there. Let's see what happens if we make it be this and only in the else case. Okay, there's some. Oh boy. It's kind of handy, isn't it? Wait, why isn't min-max showing up there? What? We need a way to reset the aggregators. Interesting. Oh, we don't have a min-max on this one. Derp. Okay. Well, that's why. And then, yeah, that's interesting. So, open question whether or not we want the labels for the aggregators to always be in the first non-aggregated column, or only in the case that the rightmost edge is not visible label. Actually, the width should be this end of sheet here. I think. It's always the little tiniest details that take the longest time, isn't it? I think I want them on the edge if they can be there. Only if they can't. But we do this. We do this other alternate thing. And ideally it would be in a different color. I'll save that for now. And then the open question is about the full width here. How do I want to, I think I do, only go to the edge of the row. Like there's a max X here. I was trying to find out here. It actually is the right X, isn't it? Right X, right W. This is add X equals right X plus right W. And otherwise we are looking for our next ag label X. And here would be right X plus right. Okay. Well, it's not terrible. Look at that. It's one off. Oh, that's right. This has to be. Yeah. I think this looks reasonable over there. X everything. And can't see it, that's okay. Oh, I see. Okay, we don't want to do that. We want to do... Is there an X in here? That'd be gross. But we do have an X. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So we're going to do this X, and then we're going to say add label X equals X. If it's not, we're still going to put it on the rightmost side and just truncate it. Instead of being too clever. Okay, aggregators, and max. Boom, look at that. And we don't strictly need the, we could change the aggregator, the truncator to empty, better, max. I'll probably just make it script out of this. Look at that. Okay, min-max for everything. That seems utterly reasonable. Okay. And again, I might like that label to be colored differently than the values, but this is sufficient. How big of a change do we have here? On that, this is on 240 black. I think that's better. Okay. This is aggregator display. Show labels somewhere. Okay, show the aggregate, show the summary labels in first non-aggregated column if right edge not on screen. Okay. So that was way too, it was much longer than I said, but we did fix it, and that's, like I said, been bugging me for a little bit, so good to get out of the way. Now, let's go and deal with one of these bugs here. Ugh. They all seem so fun. I'm interested in this one here, because I think that this was I explained that here. Let me read through my own comment here. This allowed multiple async commands at once. Step on each other, yep. So so I had an idea. Yeah, thanks, Anya. So I had an idea yesterday, I think it was, about this, and I didn't do anything with it. But the idea, I mean, this async preventing thing has some value. Let's see, I did. Right, async cache, only if not read-only. Now, maybe we should do is revisit this, extend it. So this latest commit, I only made the async cache threads read-only, and I should or could make things like selections be read-only. Maybe make everything be read-only unless, well, let's see. Basically, we want any async command that is read-only to be marked read-only, whether in the add command or otherwise. And possibly we can do the opposite. But the problem is we do know which things are modifying commands because they all have an undo. But we don't know until we've started running them that that's the case. So we could optimistically start writing, and this actually was in one of these bugs anyway, we could actually start running it, and if we hit an undo, then declare it read-only. Sorry, not read-only. Okay, let's go back to the threads here. And it's literally this 1148 here. So let's suppose that we want it to be what I was just saying about the detect that it's not read-only because of the undo, which is probably the most reliable thing. Like we need to have an undo for every modifying command. So if we do that, then can we have to say, I have to tell it not to. Let's see. Maybe it's like a active command field must be read-only. Maybe it's like undo. Maybe we set the undo funcs to be not a list, so it can't add to it. Is that a thing? There's undo funcs. There it is in command line. So this would be like, let's just say none instead of a list. That undo here. Oh. Okay, I can set it to be a string, maybe. Like, I'll set it to be a string called read-only. Let's try that. So if we're running anything else, let's try this here. So 1148 in threads. So we want to basically make it, we'll start running it, and then let's leave this out. And if, let's see here, if we're running a thread on a sheet, sorry, I'm thinking about whether or not, so we could make it so that if we're running any kind of modification thing, basically once you call an undo, an add undo in the undo thing, then it sets the current command to just trying to think of a way to make this so that the first command that's modifying kind of gets an effective mutex on it, and the subsequent commands naturally bomb out until that first command completes, and then maybe the mutex is released, and future commands can do it. So that might be one of those things that if you do a long-running command, start another one just at the right time, and the first command completes, like the second one won't bomb out, won't be rejected, blocked. So do I want to do that? Do we want to do that? Let's see here. So yeah, I think I just have to think this through. I think that if let's just suppose that we grab a literal mutex, a literal, we can use a little conditional, and then whenever we hit the undo thing here, so if we're in undo, add undo rather. So on the row, the modify command, I already have that. Let's see, what is modify command? Okay, sure. So this is the active command or the most recent command. And so when the command is done, if there are already undo functions, that means that it was a modification command, and then it can reset some, I guess, variable on the sheet. Let's go back to here. We add the undo. Oh, and then we actually do need to. Oh boy. So if undo is off, this strategy wouldn't work. We still, I think, want to be able to do this. To block additional threads, modification threads. Now, ROM in this bug, reload modified is active. I'm trying to run select one reload modified is active. Because in his case, reload modified is perpetually active, and that's the aggravating part. It's not that he can wait until the next, even between windows. It's just constantly running. That's kind of by design. So we need to. I'd like to be able to support this for him because it is somewhat reasonable, even if by design it's a little difficult. So, and the thing is that reload modified doesn't add undo. That actually isn't. It's not officially. Yeah, it's not officially a modifying command. It just replaces everything. So, right? Yeah, because reload doesn't actually interact with the existing rows. Yeah, it replaces them. I still think this is a little problematic, but we can let him be bitten by that, if that's the case. So, let's see here. How do I want to deal with this? turn it off completely, and we're back to the other issue with quitting while saving, or not quitting while saving, but modifying while saving, deleting while saving even. So the two cases that we want to enable saving and then deleting, well, saving a big file and then starting a big delete, or some delete anyway, while saving, and having that both complete the existing saving and do the delete. Now maybe we can just do what we're currently doing and say, I'm sorry, you can't delete anything while you're saving, which is, well, let me actually look at the save here. I wonder if there's actually an easier way around all of this. Iter disvals. So we would do a list, a copy of that. And is that an easier way to do this? So maybe, let's find out. I think that one of the issues here, oh, well, this would be another list here. I'm a little worried that other save things, like we have here, disvals. No, it's not that. This is actually, I'm looking for is things that are savers that don't use either iter disvals or iter vals. So we're going to correct for save underscore. How do I find these? Loaders that don't use -l, loaders, correct, and then we're going to do iter disvals and iter vals, and I want to see who's not in that subset. Oh, so let's try a saver in there. Save XML. Okay, let's try something else here. TSV, yeah, sure. Text tables, whatever. Rec. For some reason, rec isn't using iter disvals. Maybe it should, but it's not. So let's do this. So what are you doing, rec? Save for each row. Oh, okay, so this is actually, let's see here. Well, should we be using the iter vals? Get cell value. Oh, I see. It wants Well, I don't know why it's using get val. That's the thing. We're going to have to make this be this as well. Make a copy here, and I don't want to have to do this over everything. Let's see, what else do we have that's in this category? I don't think people care about PNG, Parquet. Parquet has that already. Great. JSON. JSON is not in this list. Okay, that's a big one. JSON. So save JSON is looking, it should be doing iter vals. Iter rows. Oh, okay, iter rows. You know, if that's the case, maybe I should be using iter rows for everything, and that would solve the problem. Sheets. Sheets, iter rows. Oh. Okay, so this here should be the solution. And then have everybody be using iter rows to get at the rows. And then it'll automatically include a progress. And if the sheet's unloaded, go ahead and do it. So you can save an unloaded sheet. Oh, that's gruesome. But at least it won't. I was going to say that at least it won't write an empty sheet. Although I think it would have errored out earlier anyway. So I'm a little concerned that we're going to be reading, if we have an unloaded sheet, we're going to be saving off loading the sheet and saving it off directly, which may be a problem writing to the same thing we're reading. Whereas in the current configuration, it will just see that there's something there. The self.rows will be unloaded and not be able to iterate through it. I think? No, unloaded I think actually is iterable. Is it a sentinel? It's a tuple, okay. So, yeah. Probably should be a non-iterable object. Probably should be a non-iterable object. Okay. So iter rows actually what we're going to do is we're going to go to save, and then in this we're going to do iter rows. Yes, maybe we're saving. Actually, this could be good for a streaming save. I'm sorry, a streaming conversion. You want to write a sheet as it's being loaded. It won't be strictly streaming because it'll still load everything into memory and without ever moving anything out, but at least it'll be saving things as it goes along, which can be handy. So ideally maybe it is this sheet.iterrows. And then we don't need to progress at all. Data values. Oh, it's already done. And then we're going to progress. So we have JSON. This is still legit. We'll go to rec. We should be using rows, and this should also be that's his iter load. Okay, it sorts the sheet bit. And let's look at the other one we have here. Do we have another one? No, just those two. Okay. So pandas. Arrow, CSV, yeah. Fixed width, yeah. GeoJSON. Try it, I guess. Now this is interesting. We do want saving gerund. We only use iter rows and iter disavows for saving. It'd be handy if that was the case. You can do that in there. Iter rows, oh, we don't use it for pivoting here too. And that, we needed that iter rows here for pivoting so that it can happen on a loading sheet. I think. Let's keep moving forward here. MPY, we have a saver that is using interdisc valves. Interdisc valves. Oh, interesting. Huh. I'm not sure these are typed. Oh, okay, form equals false. So they are typed. So disk valves is a little bit of a misnomer. Well, yeah, I think that we're using the right thing for most of these. XML, I can look at that. Okay, it's not quite right, but grep has a saver? Why would grep have a saver? Oh. Okay. HTML, journal, markdown, saver. Yeah, I think this might be SQLite is the only other one, but SQLite doesn't have, let's see, does it have a saver? So here we are in the saver, and there's the progress saving. You know, I think I'm going to revert my ideas here. I think that object is legit. I think this here in the GeoJSON should be... I don't think it's actually legit to just replace iter rows. Let's find out. Iter rows. Oh, it does yield the rows. So, oh, it's interdisc valves you don't want to be using. Okay. Yeah, maybe you have, you know what? Okay, we have the gerund in here. Will that help? Gerund equals. Yeah. Progress. List. Gerund equals gerund. Total equals self-defined nodes. Okay. So maybe that is fine. And then we can be a little bit saver. JSON, and then XML, no. Loaders, LSV. boom, that one's fine. And JSON. Yeah, you want that. I don't need, I can keep it, but I don't need it. Let's simplify. Yes. 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 No, it's actually in. Is that in there? This is in save. Okay, save calls. We're still going to do this. That's more correct. Okay. And let's see here. So that's going to make it so that the savers use inner rows instead of how this sheet works. Yeah. This and actually say inner rows and inner disk vowels, will take the list and do progress appropriately. She is not yet loaded. It loads and yields each row. As it becomes loaded on previously command. Okay. This is one part of this. So if every saver is going to duplicate the list, then that should mean that the previous bug that we solved by okay, then this bit here, we added this for 1148, and I believe that without this, that might make ROM happier. And with the other fix we have, it's more of a true fix, a deeper fix. It's less heavy-handed. We do still have the issue of running, for instance, GSGU, where you select everything and then unselect everything, and then though they might clobber each other, you might be unselecting not the full set and see why there was still some things selected. So this does introduce some problems back, but people, myself included, seem to want to be able to run commands while their commands are running, even if they are in conflict. And it's kind of your own business if you want to mess with that. As we were saying, we don't want it to cause an issue when saving. That was what caught Geek Scrapey out in the first place. So if we solve that, which I think we may have, then maybe we can just get rid of this. And then we don't need actually some of the changes we made yesterday too with the read-only business. I wonder if this is the right approach. I left this bug open for a while for a reason. Oh. Let me investigate this 1148 here once more. Yeah, this is extra egregious. So I'm glad we fixed this in a better way, because Geek Scrapey's right. This is pretty critical to not be bombing out the save because you're trying something else. At worst, well, shouldn't even do. It definitely shouldn't be corrupting anything. I wish that GitHub did not mark deleted users as ghost. There are some times somebody who was a legitimate, they were a legitimate user. Oh, that's interesting. And I recognize their name, and then they delete their account. And actually, sometimes they even just create an account that's very similar to their previous name. And so the continuity is there in my head, but now everything they've ever posted is marked as being by ghosts. So I wish they wouldn't do that. I wish things were, at least the comments that you made were more permanent, even if, the comments themselves are permanent, which is good. But that the account they were associated with was also permanent. So, yeah, this is why we made this choice in the first place. The buffering commands up is totally a possibility. My concern is that it doesn't actually help. Yeah. My concern is that it doesn't actually help to or it does help, but it feels frustrating because now you're going to see that your commands aren't going to be, you're going to search for something, and it's not going to start even until the save is completed, and the save might be taking a minute or two. And it's kind of aggravating, especially if you can't forcibly make it happen. I feel like it's better to throw an exception, at least tell you what's going on. Yeah. And then GeekScript mentions this lean toward disabling features which change the ASM all saving. This is what we did, except we made it be even more heavy-handed than that. We could go back to that like we were thinking about yesterday, making the data set, or sorry, the features, modification features disabled while saving only. But then, as we're noticing, this person up here tried to do something while the file was still loading. And so, you kind of can't win, because loading and saving are, well, two main things. Saving we can detect reasonably easily, but loading is trickier. Could, yeah, because we're not even using the iteration. For the loader. We kind of can't, so I don't think we can know we're loading. So commands can't create new threads. All threads from previous commands are written. Yeah, it's too heavy-handed, isn't it? That's the one thing. If we could fix this, or figure out what the right strategy is for this, I think this at least improves this issue, might close Rom's issue from earlier. Like there's some loose threads, and primarily the deal is that I'm not happy about it. I don't. I get bitten by this, but every once in a while it pops up for me too. I'm like, oh come on, can I not really search while saving or whatever? So I'm very sympathetic. As we know, less code is good code. On this sheet here. Yeah. So, I feel like a lot of software development like this is noodling, reflecting, ruminating, some kind of more like bath time development. I think somebody is referred to as hammock-oriented development. Is that right? So hammock-driven development? Who says that? Is that Rich Hickey? It is Rich Hickey, yep. Thinking about it. It's just kind of giving your brain over to it. And I'm very, that is kind of one of the ways I do it anyway. And so it's, that's also a little difficult to live stream that process, right? Both because the bath and the microphone don't go well together, and it's a lot of and that's not super interesting, even if it is tonal. Maybe I should sing about it. Well, anyway, it's coming up on 2 hours here. I feel like I made, at least fix the build, that was handy. and fixed a bug that I've been thinking about for a while. So that's good. I feel like this saver, it's an improvement. Maybe it's not necessary, but at least will make things easier for whatever we're going to do with this fix here. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where to go with this. I feel like well, let's noodle on it. There's no real rush. So let me try thinking about it, and we'll come back tomorrow, see if we have any more ideas, or if we just want to push for a little bit. Let's see here. So as long as I've got a few more minutes, may as well. May as well. Here's where I'm at. Let's see here. What do you want to do? Multiple X calls. So I haven't approved this yet. I want to actually look through this one. Add a ref line. I don't use ref lines. They're a fairly new feature for the graphs. I'm impressed again with MIDI Chef taking on the canvas and the graph improvements here and adding things like ref lines that people have wanted. That's great. But then I don't know what this is. Let's see what this error here must have two values. So if we look at the X type, here we go. Oh, I see, it's just using the first column. Anyway, the first one. Okay, so we get that check, that's fine. And then I'm just going to use the existing stuff. Type exter.strip. Oh, okay. Oh, erase ref line, I see. Not draw, erase ref line. Well, this should not be fail. We want to make it be a warning in case we're removing multiple ref lines. Okay, I don't mind the warning. This fail should be a warning, Subsequent ref lines will be removed. Actually, do we want maybe it would be nicer, cleaner to have a clear lines command that I may have even mentioned this before in reflines. I'll actually do a little search here. It's been a couple of years, I think. Huh. Oh, discussions. There we go. No. Huh. Where did I... Oh, I see. You've got the GZX already here. Again, bless MIDI Chef for doing this. Oh, look at that. Airfly in there. That's look good. Okay, we did discuss it. We do have a erase left lines. I don't know. I wonder also if anyone uses the erase specific are the clear all F lines, maybe commands are sufficient. Okay, well, I think that this is, I'm going to leave this for now. I could make the change myself and push it, but I want to give Midishef a chance to do it himself and just think about the question, larger question here. And we'll merge it tomorrow, if that's the case. Okay, well, it has been about 2 hours, so thanks everyone for being here today. I'm looking forward to doing a little more tomorrow. We'll see if we have a specific task or we're just going to do more bugs. I think more bugs is great for the time being if that's what we want to do. Okay, have a good afternoon, everyone. I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Bye, Wombat.